Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. And look, um, I know I haven't done a video since after the Lions game. I just after that game, man, I'm just like, you get tired of getting blown out. And at one point in time, once upon a time, we used to brag as a fan base and say that the Cowboys are a team that don't get blown out very often. But it seems like the last couple of years we'll have one sprinkle in here. You know, we haven't beat the 49ers. Can't get over the hump to beat them for whatever reason. It's like we see them and we just like, oh God. Green Bay is one of those teams now. And for the most part, we beat the Lions every time we played them until this year. I know that the Lions are a better team now. There's some dogs over there. Shout out to Aiden Hutchinson. Hope he gets better from his injury and comes back and plays next season. Those compound fractures, Dak knows all about that. And I'll get into that in a minute as well, as far as Dak's compound fracture and how I think it's still affecting him. In this video, I kind of just want to start from the top to the bottom, right? Of the Dallas Cowboys struggles and the reason why our fan base is thinking the way we think, right? Everybody has their opinion and everybody's entitled to that. But for me as a content creator, I try to bring things to a realistic approach, right? I'm always going to call a spade a spade. I don't get paid by this team, so I'm not biased to anybody. Anybody can get this smoke. A lot of the people that work for the team, they're not going to say certain things about the team because they can't, because they work for them. That's just like me working at a job and I'm doing a video and I'm talking about the company, but I can say certain things to criticize, but I can't say a lot because you want to stay employed. You want to keep an income. I get that. But for us content creators, that's the good thing about it. We don't get paid like that. So we don't have to worry about that. But what I will say from this standpoint, what happened to the Jerry Jones of the past, right? Because it all starts with the Joneses. Let's keep that 100. Back in the day, in the 90s, and I guess they were much easier with this when there was no salary cap. When there was no salary cap, the Cowboys could do what they want to do because they're $1 billion franchise and they got extra money. They can do what they want to do when they want to do it, how they want to do it. That's how they won those Super Bowls, because they were able to get players without having to worry about salary cap. Now, I don't know what it is now during the salary cap era, but since the salary cap era, this team ain't really done shit. And is it because of the salary cap? Because when I sat back, and I just sat back for this last 2 weeks, this bye week, right? I had time to just sit and think about like literally everything. Go back to when I was a child watching the Cowboys till now. I was born in '85, so I got to see a couple of Super Bowls. But but when you look at it now, it's like we can't seem to get over the hump. And it ain't just the Dak era; it was the Tony Romo era too. And we had some pretty good teams during the Tony Romo era. There's no reason why those teams couldn't have gone to the Super Bowl, because our offensive line was pretty good when Romo was the quarterback. That was the reason why he was able to spin around and do all of that stuff in the pocket and then throw it to a guy like LaRon Robinson for 11 touchdowns in the season to give him a contract for another team and don't do shit. It's crazy how that works out. And I think with LaRon Robinson, his issue was concussions and stuff. But you look at those teams and I'm like, why the hell did they not go to the Super Bowl? Like, Tony Romo's career was wasted. Jason Witten's career was wasted. DeMarcus Ware's career was wasted until he left, went to the Broncos, and finally got a Super Bowl. It's crazy that these players have to go to other teams to win. You look at closer to this generation, Damian Wilson, Charvarius Ward, Anthony Hitchens, all went to the Chiefs and got a Super Bowl. And I know Damian Wilson did come back, but then I guess the Cowboys released him again in the offseason. I thought he was still in the practice squad, but he's not on the team anymore. But I don't know what happened with that. I guess they thought he wasn't good enough. I don't know. I thought he was still decent, but whatever. Who am I? But yeah, so you look at this era, and you're like, since technology has gotten involved in a lot of things, and they got this new stadium, they have all these wrestling matches, and they have these country music artists that come to the stadium, and like, Jerry built his house to be an entertainment place, and I get that. That's fine. But I feel like the focus is not enough on football from the higher ups. I'm not talking about that bullshit that they were talking about with the tour. Having a tour to your stadium is fine. Every stadium should do that. If they don't, I don't know if they do, but because I only follow the Cowboys. But every stadium, if they have a good stadium, I mean, that's extra revenue for the team and the players. Why not? Why not have tours? That shouldn't be a bother or a hindrance. I'm talking about the ownership, when they put so much onus into the other stuff, like the entertainment side and having wrestling matches and WWE and all that other stuff. Like, that becomes a distraction, not to the players, but to the ownership. Because when you have an owner that's also the GM, that's a problem, because you have too much control over the team. I need you to sit back, and if you want to do the entertainment side, do that. Hire a real GM, let Will McClay or some other, bring somebody else in as an actual GM, right? To worry about the football function side of it, so you can stay your ass out of it. Because what's happening now is they don't take chances because they know that they own the team, so can't nobody fire them. Unlike with another team where they're going to make trades, they're going to do things to make the team right now because they're afraid to get fired. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the Jones family themselves have set this bullshit right now. They're not focused enough on football. This is why we can't win. We've had talented teams. We have a talented team now, and I'm gonna get into that. When you hire coaches like Mike McCarthy, right? Some of you guys may not like Mike McCarthy. I've always liked Mike McCarthy. But when Mike McCarthy first came in here, I said on this channel that if the Joneses are not going to allow the coach to have full control of the coaching, then how the hell are they going to succeed? That's like asking a chef to cook, but not allowing him to buy the goddamn groceries. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Now, when we're talking about this Jones family, I just wish they would just sell the damn team for real. Because if they sell the team to somebody that's going to focus straight on football, we could be winners again, just like this. Because the Cowboys' problems are this. It's like we don't have to rebuild shit. Just do the right thing. If you're not going to allow your coaches to be coaches, I don't care who you bring in here. You could bring in Jesus Christ himself. If you're not going to allow him to have control of the team and all the everyday things that the team is responsible for, and let him make the decisions as far as coaching does, then you can't really blame the coach for being the problem. Like, as much as I want to say to Mike McCarthy, oh, you're doing a bad job right now because his team is doing bad, I can't really hold it all on Mike McCarthy because he's not even making all the decisions right now. You already know that from when Boy Wonder was here, when we had Kellen Moore. That was a Jerry Jones decision to make him the play caller. But now that Mike McCarthy is the play caller, let's now get to the second level, the coaching level. I can blame Mike McCarthy for calling lame duck ass plays. What I don't understand about what my gripe about, although I like Mike McCarthy, my gripe about him right now is this. You've taken this team 12-5 3 times. 12-5 3 times. The plays that you were doing before worked. You're not doing those this year. It's in your play call sheet. You have a play call sheet as big as the Cheesecake Factory menu. Use that motherfucker. I don't understand why you're not using it. You're calling these plays like you're scared. Speaking of scared, y'all heard when the defensive coordinator came out, Mike Zimmer said that he was, what did he say? He panicked? You panicked? Did you just admit that shit? So, how are you supposed to coach a team of young adults, right? And grown folks, because these guys are in their 20s, so they're young adults. Most of them are. And early 30s. How are you going to coach a team of young adults? And you talking about you panicked. How you expect them to feel? If they playing scared and you coaching scared, we done already lost. You might as well just pack that shit up. Why are you the coach? You should have never said that. And as much as respect I have for Mike Zimmer, because he has won in the past with the Vikings. He has won in the past when he was also the defensive coordinator the first time for the Cowboys, back when we won in the late 90s, early 2000s. When we were going to the playoffs consistently. But my thing is this. Why in the hell? Why would you say that? Oh, I panicked. What the hell? So the Lions got your number too, bro? Damn, that's we need to figure that shit out. That's coaching. You got to fix that shit. And I don't understand why it took to week 7 on a bye week, week 8, for you to have to figure this shit out. Because watch they go out there this Sunday night against the 49ers and start beasting all of a sudden. This is shit y'all should have been doing earlier. Because watch, I'm going to come back to this video and I'll be like, yo, if they play like a monstrous team, that's going to be crazy to me. Because I'm just like, because they always do that after a bye. Like, if we don't do well before the bye, they come out after, which is a good thing. But why did it take that? You should have been starting that before. I understand that the bye week you have more time to make adjustments. I get that part. Because you don't have as much time during the week to do that. Because you have a Tuesday off and you really only have Monday. And Monday is an install day. And then Tuesday you're off. And then Wednesday is the first actual practice of that week's install. And then Thursday is a recap of that install, and then Friday is sometimes teams do some teams do full practice, some teams do walkthroughs, and some people wait till Saturday to do their walkthroughs, depending on if you have a away game or home game. But yeah, it just depends on the discipline of the team. But that discipline needs to be here because these players need to lock in. Let's bring it down to the player level. Tied into the ownership. Let's bring it back. Let's go down to the players and then an arrow back up to the ownership. So it's Jerry and them fault because yes, you did your job. You paid your players. But you didn't pay your coaches. So what that does is that puts in the player's mind that, oh, y'all some bitches ain't gonna be here after this season. So why am I as a player, like when the team, the ship starts sinking, you're like, I'm not listening to none of that. You about to be gone. You ain't got a contract. So, if they know that the coach probably not going to be here next year, they tuning that shit out. And that's the Joneses' fault. Because you didn't pay your coaches. You not paying your coaches, and then when we start losing, the players zone out. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening. And then, because we're America's team, which I hate that we're America's team. And those of you that follow my channel that are not Cowboy fans understand we don't care about that America's team shit. Like, y'all can throw that away, take it off. Y'all like, oh, y'all call yourself American. We didn't do that shit. They did. We did not do that. The NFL did that. We did not coin us that. The fans are not at fault for that. So cut that shit out. Anyway, again, like I'm saying, that was the reason for that discourse. Now you're trying to rally the troops back. But it all comes down to the ownership and the atmosphere and the culture that they have for this team. We are the only team in the league that runs this corporation like a mom and pop / entertainment business, because it's not just about football. Every other team can focus on football. Everything is clickbaited about. You put Cowboys in any conversation, it's going to be clickbait, because Jerry always got to be in the news. You wait all damn off season and wait to sign your players at the last minute because you want it to be clickbait. You want people to focus on what you're doing. Damn all of that. Just sign your players and let's focus on getting the players where we need to get them, and that's the problem. You didn't get your defensive tackles like you were supposed to when you needed to get them, and now this is what we're doing. Now we third place in the damn division. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box. I could say more, but I'll do that more in a live stream because this video is already long enough. Let me know what you guys think about what I talked about in this live stream. I mean, in this video. I didn't want it to be crucially long, but these are just things that was on my mental, and I just had to get on my soapbox, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Have a great day.